Hello everyone, my name is Jia Arora and my student ID is 2510 It's the second code of my file. In this, first I have imported all the libraries we needed like pandas and numpy for data handling and matplotlib and seaborn for plotting charts and re for working with the regular expression and test blob for performing sentiment analysis. Like these libraries will help us clean the data, calculate sentiment scores and visualize our results. Then the helper functions, like we define some helper function, like these are the reusable pieces of code to make our analysis easier. Then like this we can say helper function, like convert duration to seconds, like this function. Like our YouTube API returns video duration in ISO 8601 format, like PT1H3M2S, which means 1 hour 3 minutes and 2 seconds. We need to convert this to total seconds for analysis, so we have used this function. Then the sentiment score calculation, we also have defined this function that uses test blob to calculate sentiment polarity for a piece of text. Like this returns a score from -1, very negative, to +1, which is very positive. Like this function, this one. Then the load data, like we have loaded our data sets. One data set contains video details and another contain comments detail. We have ensured that column names are consistent for merging. Then data processing thing, we have processed the data step by step. First we have converted video duration, like we have a numeric column with video duration in seconds. Then the video title sentiment score, this line measures how positive or negative a video title is. Then video's comment, each comment is also scored as sentiment. Then the merge data code, like this adds the title sentiment score to each comment so we can compare them later. And then this average comment sentiment per video, like we have computed the average sentiment of all comments for each video. Then merging everything for analysis, like the final data frame has video details, title sentiments and average comment sentiment ready for analysis. Then we have ensure numeric columns, that we have numeric columns, we may have likes and durations are numbers, so we have make sure that we must have numeric columns. In the visualization part, we have plotted regression charts to test three hypotheses. H1 was title sentiment versus average comment sentiment, H2 was like versus average comment sentiment, and H3 was duration versus average comment sentiments. So we have plot, like these plots help us to visually see the relationship between video features and comment sentiments. Then the correlation analysis, like we have calculated correlation coefficient to quantify these relationship. So this whole code have explained us like what we have done in this whole code. Like we have cleaned and prepared video and comment data, we have calculated sentiment of titles and comments, we have merged everything to analyze the relationship, and we have also plotted regression charts to visually test hypothesis, and finally we have quantified relationship using the correlation. So as we can see it over here, part of the code too, like here we are looking at three scatter plots that explore whether different videos features like title, sentiment, like count and video duration are related to emotional tone of the comments. Like the first graph, this shows the relationship between the sentiment of the video title and the average sentiment of its comments. Like each point represent a video, the regression line has a slight upward slope and the correlation is about 0.12, meaning the relationship is positive but very weak, like it's less positive. This suggests that video with more positive or emotional titles tends to receive slightly more positive comments, but the effect is small. And then if we come upon the second graph, like this graph looks at the number of likes a video gets and whether that influences comment sentiment. Like the slope is slightly downward and the correlation is around -0.07. This tells us that the popularity measured through like does not predict whether the comments will be positive or negative. People may like a video a lot, but their comments don't necessarily reflect positive sentiment. Now let's come upon the code 3. Like the third graph compares video duration to the comment sentiments. We can see a nearly flat trend line with a correlation of about 0.05, which is extremely weak. This means the length of a video doesn't influence how positive or negative the comment turn out to be. Overall, all three relationships are weak. Like title sentiment shows the strongest, though it's still small influence. Like and duration show almost no impact or comment sentiment. This suggests that viewer emotion in the comments are shaped less by simple video metrics and more by other factors such as content quality, topic, or the audience behavior. Part for this code, like here we are looking at the graph that shows the average sentiment of comments on videos whose title included certain mental health related keywords, like specifically mental health, anxiety, stress, pandemic, and covid. Like each bar represent how positive or negative the viewer comments were on average for videos containing those keywords. Like from this graph we can see that videos with mental health and anxiety in the title tend to be received slightly negative comments, suggesting viewer may express concern, frustration, or emotional responses to these topics. On the other hand, keywords like stress, pandemic, and COVID generate more neutral sentiment, like meaning the audience tend to comment in a more balanced or informational tone without strong positive or negative emotion. Overall, the graph supports the idea that certain keywords in the video titles do influence the emotional tone of the comments they receive, especially those tied closely to personal feelings such as anxiety and mental health. Questions, like my first extra question was how many comments fall into the sentiment category, positive, negative, and neutral. So here we can see neutral is having the highest number of comments, then positive is having lower than neutral, and then the lowest is of negative. Then I have calculated, then I have analyzed comment length versus sentiment, like do shorter or longer comments tend to be more negative or positive. So here we can see the analyzation part. We can see over here, like the blue is for negative, orange is for neutral, and the positive is green is for positive. So we can see the comments longer than 150 is over here, like the negative comments here, neutral, and these are for positive. And the medium comment length, like from 50 to 150, the neutral one is over here and positive, and then negative. And same applies for the shorter comments. We can see for shorter comments, neutral sentiment category is the highest, and then green is for positive and blue is for negative. Then I have analyzed the question, how does audience sentiment vary across different news channels, and are highly viewed or highly liked news videos likely to generate positive or negative sentiments. So here we can see average audience sentiment by news channel. Like here are the news channels: MSNBC, CNN, BBC News, and Fox News. And this is the average comment sentiments. Like for MSNBC it is highest, then for CNN, and then for BBC News, and then for Fox News. Then these are the top 10 keywords with positive sentiment, and these are the top 10 keywords with negative sentiments. We can see these like wonderful, excellent, amau, intelligent, brave, like these are for the positive, and this terrible one all is for top 10 top 10 keywords with negative sentiments. Next, like I wanted to identify most frequent words or phrases in the positive and negative comments, so for that we have done this. And next was like to find out the top words in positive comments. Like here we can see top words were people, virus, covid, don't, get, one, like, good. And top words in negative comments are here. Top bigrams in positive comments are here, and top bigrams in negative comments are over here. Next, I find out, are there spikes in negative or positive sentiments around certain dates or even. So from the analyzation we can see that like this is from 2020 to 2022. Like if we see the number of comments, we can see that number of comments are decreasing rapidly from 2020 to 2022. Next, my goal was to check whether positive comments get more likes than negative. So we can see average number of likes and the negative, neutral, and the positive sentiments. We have seen that the neutral sentiment has highest number of likes, then positive and negative has the lower number of likes. Section like number of comments, and these are the sentiments negative, neutral and positive. So here is also the same, neutral sentiment is having the highest number of comments, then positive and then negative. For in both, like the number of likes and the number of comments, both are less for negative sentiments. Then I found out the relationship between the comment sentiment and the engagement like likes and replies. So we can see from the pie chart over here, like for neutral sentiment 55.2% is there, and then for positive 27.1, and for negative 17.8. Like we can also see sentiment level negative, total likes were 284, total replies were 78, and for neutral total likes were the highest and total replies were also the highest, and for positive it was less than neutral but more than negative. Then I find the topics that are highly positive or negative. So we have seen these things, like these are the negative ones and these are the positive ones. Next, I found out which news channel has the most positive, negative, or neutral audience sentiment. So we can see BBC News, CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC. Green negative, orange neutral, and blue positive. So we can see the highest neutral sentiment is for the news channel MSNBC, and the highest positive is also for MSNBC, and the highest negative is for our Fox News.